Uske usivimbile basingathethe apha wakhawuze wasicika singamvakali.
Yazini bakithi yazini siye kokunye nokunye sidinga idouble nzima kabi, but before we do that definitely masifuna unibulisa neniphulaphulayo nenibukeleyo on our live streams. We definitely live on our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel. Would like to also into yobana ke spread the word into yobana ke singabantu apha bakhoyo on our Facebook and also on our YouTube page as well. And I am definitely one my dabs kanti yami ndedwa ndiyam with two gorgeous mommy.
Most definitely, and one of them is definitely me, the mother of the house. That is P, with Lady P to you. And as we did mention, and also please kindly do not forget to download the KNR app. Kumnandi ukuphulaphula usibukele ku Facebook, kwakunye ku YouTube, but also make sure that you have that app. Ngoba kuningi okuba pha and talk about my podcast. I think it was last week by the ladies. We actually indulged in such an interesting topic, and of which we're actually bringing you another one. So make sure you're slandela pagla KNR app.
Of course, and also on the other side of town, look, we are definitely in
Sambo.
Yeah, someone.
Guest yethu namhlanje balulekileyo.
And I think definitely it's giving guests, it's giving I'm here to give relationship advice. Like
and I've been saying that kwi-CV yakhe makafake pha uyanikeza
relationship advice.
Because if you actually do listen to Uyamkela, as much as we joke around, but it's giving back. Let me actually add it. So Ms. K, what do you have for us? What are we talking about today?
All right. And I'm trying to say because Valentine's, right? And besides even it being Valentine's, jonga into relationships and also abantu abathanda nangalo. Do you really prefer uthandwa loudly okanye wena ungumntu who likes to keep it, low key? For whatever reason that you want to keep it low key, Gayo. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it really, it's such a, for me, it's a conflicting, conflicting when it comes to this, because somehow being loved silently doesn't necessarily mean that we are fishwa, but it's just
but again, we are fishwa.
I think get into it. Okay.
Yeah, our person is okay.
It's not even a matter of like really being but obviously that know you as one, you're in a relationship and you're in a relationship with so and so. It doesn't necessarily have to be the whole world knowing or you guys putting it out there. But we do have people that really don't mind putting it out there for whatever reason they do. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We move, child. We move.
I even mentioned earlier on saying, but it would be so nice, especially but you've actually experienced both in life.
Yes.
You've been at the same time, you've also been loved loudly. And I have to say, I, for one, in my something years, have experienced both, and both are amazing. Being loved silently in terms of our feel, but you guys like to keep it private. Your people know that you guys are together. If I see you, I'm just like, oh, kanene. There's no need for us posting each other. And also being loved loudly, being somebody's wallpaper. Those things are so nice, Machidayas, the ladies know that we were together. So I, for one, have experienced both. And I have to say that Ndia's Tandas and his own being I have to put a point out there whereby it gets really tricky when one party is for being loved loudly and then the second party is not for that. Now, what happens in a relationship? And I think no,
like not even. But I'm hearing you because there'll be a time where as OP you just like, I don't mind being loved loudly, but when as my partner, do you mind loving me loudly? Do you understand? Because as ladies, I have a feeling that we tend to want to be put out there. Because we are ladies and we always want things. But but I do everything for you here. Why ufuna make it out there to the world? Why are you trying to put our relationship out there? We explain again when I have the one. But what's wrong with people knowing? Those who know.
For me, I think it's just a matter of like really sharing special moments that you happen to capture, because in most cases it's moments that are being captured. But also in the process of you capturing your moments, you find yourself missing out living in the moment, because you're always here, you're always capturing winner. You miss out if maybe you went for a vacation, you miss out you getting to spend time with umntu wakho. But on the other hand, ngabantu that really are just like, you know what, I want to be in my zone. I want to be just with my person, and for as long as I know who my person is, then that's cool. That's cool. And for as long as abantu abandaziyo nabamaziyo bayazi uba we are together. Iphinde ibe yinto yobana ke mhlawumbi even if you are loving your person silently, in the sense that ke mhlawumbi you are posted here and there la tathunyana, and somebody's gonna be like, no, that's my person. That's my person tattoo. Hey, what do we then do?
Yeah.
Tricky. Yeah.
And
But anyway,
it's because at times you find that we as females, we're so scared of actually even posting our partners. Like, I want to post umntu, not specifically because ndifuna uqhayisa, but because, you know, I want the world to know. But I feel like the moment ndimpostile okanye ndiveze lo tattoo specifically, because I know when it comes to tats, it's easy to identify, because I've got one whereby even ndingavela everyone would know it's me, you know.
If we've got tattoos written
yes,
then we know.
We know. And like, it's easy to put one as females, not honestly, but goes out to omnia ba you says them like so silent, and it's just like, oh Father God, England,
Farah,
you know. So singabantu abaninzi, I think it also goes with those things, but siyoyika ukuposta, because we're afraid of comeback at, and it all goes back to the drawing board in terms of when you start, you know, to date, you talk about, you know, what's happening in your life. Is it complicated? Is there no body? I get mhlambi exes out 2 months down the line, no, we're taking a break, but now we're back together. So those things that we need to deal with. So it also goes back to also my question, ladies, what do we do when one partner is for being loved silently and the other one is not for being loved silently? No.
My thing is, it's fine, you don't want to be posted, right? But why? What are your reasons for not wanting to be posted? Because I guess it goes back to also like ukwazi uthembana, ukwazi ba I can count on you, but even if I do post and this over says shit ngawe and this over do uzoza kum and tell me like, in fact, that's my person. I had a thing when I have a thing with that person. Nobody, even if it's not like a relationship,
of things.
Those things are the ones that will actually blow a beautiful thing.
And I think,
honestly. And
also I think in my Smolangana experience, obviously being approached by people or gents, a gent will always be like, no man, I'm in a relationship, but it's not serious. I'm in a relationship, but it's complicated. Why are you coming to me? Sort out your issue, sort out your problem, and then we can talk. Because now, if I'm that loud lover, perhaps because I've fallen in love with you already. Then what? Because we're now, you've got a situationship going on.
And doesn't this not even necessarily mean that we actually have to wait for marriage now for each other to actually post each other? Because wow, I always love go TikTok. I think one is ghost something. There's that couple like you say. Yes, them. They've got and stuff. But
we know
I was about to say. But I don't want to lie. I love it when I see like moments as with them posting, you know, those videos. And that's when I realized, you know, it's very amazing to actually have people, you know, who are out there what they love.
For me, Piwene, hey, I think it's one thing being a normal person or poster on social media and whatnot, right? But it's another thing if you're a public figure and then say as a relationship and we love it so much. What then happens when Yamizi's person and then gets into a relationship with Piwe, and then, you know, because we already fallen in love with Yamizi and her person, and then now, you know,
those are the things that we actually really have to deal with. And in all honesty, it's interesting. So the question is, Ms. K, do you love to be loved loudly or silently?
Me, I'm a loud lover.
I'm
a loud lover.
You know what? Let me answer this question like this. Because I've realized growing up over the years, more silently, I want to be loved genuinely.
Okay.
If there's anything about me, because I've come to realize that whether it's loud or silent, it just needs to be genuine.
Yeah,
that's all. And the genuine part of it is what makes it real. Is what makes it last. Is what makes it love. It's what makes it a thing. So whether if you are my man and you say you love me, if you get to love loudly, So make sure I'm the week, okay? Because if you're gonna love me loudly, that means that you're going to be all about me publicly in terms of if you get to wallpaper, oh, can't. So make sure I'm the week. Make sure that you are a loyal person. Make sure you TikTok. Also, guys, let's swap phones. When I
Tense.
So just make sure that if you are my person, because if anything, I'm not one to force in terms of laugh loudly. So make sure, and then when you're gonna come at me, no, but and to post and then we'll make I'm not gonna post you. Doesn't mean I don't love you or I love you any less. Okay, sure. I'm not gonna fight that.
There's always those ones who also have a comeback, but so that I love you less and so forth. I think these are narcissistic and okay, so I can like
And another thing, man, I just think, guys, before we get into anything or more things, can you find to avoid making other people feel some type of way? Like you can't. I think it's just wrong, but we wallpaper, not even the one that's inside the phone, the one that's outside. But at the same time,
it's giving
self-love. Because it's inako sorry, Miss K, now Lady P. Inako no stand man lando self and us, but the make sure that you love yourself to an extent that you respect yourself and your partner. Because nowadays, guys, as much as we say abafana it was a thing, but no, by fashion abafana must have a lot of girls. Okay, sure. Street cred by having a lot of girls, but it's not like that nowadays.
That's true.
Out there, all right.
Giving Dr. Even actually, I think Susanna.
I did say no, but we are missing. Is a love doctor of some sort. I loved it when you said, you really don't mind whether you are loved silently or loudly, but it just has to be authentic. And I think one thing about gents, by specialize with
men will embarrass you.
Yes, you guys are very exclusive. I know of a person relationship, it's actually obviously they're very much out there and whatnot, but you would find the gent in these places following after girls, and you're just like, Sana, what are you trying to do to your it's an entire wife. What about it?
I always say this, or I always encourage this, and I'm specifically saying this to men because banalando spirit of right? And as a spirit of I think it's fine like soccer.
Sometimes meat, sometimes veg.
You understand? So soccer, get this thing done and make sure that if you figure like you know what I'm noticing? People think, guys, umchado does look glamorous and like even me, but I don't mean it. Like I don't mean it. I'm not ready for that because I understand, but now there's maybe things about me that I'm just like, okay, I need to socialize and fast. If I know in the long run I'm gonna wanna be someone's wife. So why don't men do conversations themselves? But hey, because what I'm noticing is that, guys, kuba weekend izinde zoma September kanti zoma heritage uthi hashtag check on your men because sana
usathi heritage April umo
Easter
27
going up September good mandi because March yamqeda April kuyagoduka zii-stars. There will be a time where umuntu wakho uzothi ndisathetsi man ndiyabuya kusekho umcemenza afuna ulala kutsho abakuyo i-girlfriend yakhe ngelaa xesha ungumqino wakhe kanti ubabes umqosheliso wakhe low key uyobeka inkomo for lo wakhe, like he's literally going to lobola this girl. Uzobuya then wena uthi hayibo okunqabile weekend yonke hayi wethu network. This person went to go get married. He's a whole husband to someone else. But when ukushiye sithi banayo useyoqoshwe imicimbi, gents, please man, please, because affecting the mental health land in a way.
So it's going to affect mental health.
And I think for me, it's how single married men are.
Yeah. You see the ring there, but they will tell you it's not what you think it is.
Njani sana lwam? How is it not what you think it is? Also, what does that say about the value that you see in me? Because I feel like it's screaming you don't value me enough, because you want to rope me into whatever this is, because you're all set to chatile mos when your future is secured and whatnot. And then what about me? What about my future? Because I probably still want to get married. I still want to get, jimena bandwana with my very own man. How is that going to happen if you are busy now ufuna ndingene ezindabeni zomtshato wakho by virtue of me being in a relationship with you,
It's so sad.
It's really sad, especially now. I always say to also my energy is just going down. What just happened actually? It's always men for me. And I'm always just like, what kind of an example are you setting?
Yeah.
Like you go out, you do your bad stuff, your business, but you come
do
back
your business loudly,
and then unomntana oyintombi lapha endlini ojonge kutatakhe esikolweni ozohamba esithi, my dad's the best dad in the whole wide world. My dad is perfect, but yet dad is not doing the right thing. So hence we always say, guys, qoshelisa lapho. If you know that there's some thorns here and there, make sure that you
and we all have thorns.
We all have like zinezinto nathi esingazifihliyo xa kunokuthiwa aphiwe khawuvula uWhatsApp like suddenly uvela ungaboni indlebe ivela ingaboni, you know, exactly. Yeah. So those things happen. So here's what we always say about qoshelisa, so that when you're about to start a relationship, you started on a clean slate. Kungabi khondo is our money.
Another thing, hey, I just think there's guys irreal in their loneliness. People fear loneliness, and they don't fear it because there's nothing painful about being lonely. And when you are lonely, it doesn't mean you're lonely. Loneliness actually means something else. Being alone is a totally different thing. It's just that to some extent, yes, it means the same thing. But a tricky corner is that I'm gonna give you guys a scenario or something that almost probably not happened to me, but it was going to, but not really. So inboxed by this somebody, jonga dithi uphansi wale drinking bottle sayo, but it's going on about how go in a relationship, but not really. Masim, now you know me. Those who know me know about one day I'll ask you questions and you will give me answers. So not really like, what do you mean by not really go, but not? Because I think the way he was going on about this, he probably thought I'm just gonna let it slide and go back. I will. Okay, not really. That means that things are going. No, I will ask you, what do you mean by not really? He goes on to so he goes on to say, no ukhona but I can just see relationship is going downhill from here. So when I corner in my life, so the guy downhill when we on stand, so my best stand by side, and he told me straight up this thing. Was honest. If it sounds rude, I'll deal with it. Just say what's in the phone corner when and I'm thinking to myself, okay, fine, where did you find time to heal? Oh, my best stand by him, because exactly if I had agreed to that, Gendi say Crandon, in don't relationship with Simela Koi. I had a relationship rebound. About oh no way to being enough future. I'm the next future.
My thing is, what then is going to happen to you when the next future comes into play?
Can you future?
Do you understand?
And you know, trick is that your future you want to accept home now. So the girl, lady, say your future. Let's say big so and say the future. So as men, can you practice and land on it of if you see banner things are not working out with your partner? Men will never tell you when they're done with you. Ngiyakhumbula. I was the same person. Probably didn't say it on radio. That is not all, but
You actually said it on air.
I said it on air.
I remember there was a clip I actually took it, and I remember posting it on my WhatsApp, and a lot of people were actually relating to the mere fact that so that actual, but you'll see him doing a signs. Isn't it? And 40 guesses isn't your core? Isn't it?
Right.
As in Surah. So you will literally sing as Enter because when I tell you 0.5% of men who will sit down with you and tell you, okay, let's talk. You know what? I think these relationships are working out. Yeah, and the trainer, clear capacity, ABC, financially, I can't do this. Emotionally, we are the trainer. Psychologically, we are affected. Men don't have that. So it's that sad. But when so and no, you do know what I'm thinking. If I had gotten into that or agreed to that, okay,
Of course not.
You know,
suddenly I went 2 years we ended things, but we found a way back to each other. Oh, did I not suggest to person why don't you like things live
on air?
Did I not suggest person back? Look, man, if you see, I know about Utibana, if you try, you know, look, it's questionable. But it's try to fix things with this person because clearly the fact that you're coming at me, knowing very well about you know what the last thing he said? And literally that was the last thing. Man, I think so nigga advice sort of I was just like
LOV, it's giving LOVE. It's literally giving LOVE.
You know, and as much as Kenyan, I'll always say, but you know, they'll never tell you, so Linda, but so take Tabia Linda, Bama to Pelelo now. So you want to be Pelile, I'm a Kamenyu killer. Go!
Go try to
It's a we, like know when to go we, because also if I'm a sweetie, instead, Usabane's 10, Usabane's sister wife. So love yourself.
For sister wife.
Love yourself. Now, with sister wives.
Johnny, at my young age, how? I think
it's something that happens on concourse. In fact, dancing concourse, even actually jokes aside, I just remember there's a time where I was so close, and then I was just like, but I got bed and stuff, and then again I was just like
the sister wife.
That's just like no PUA. It's not going to work.
That's not you. And it's funny how is then Bandu will convince you that actually it's not that bad. You know, of something that you don't even believe in. I found the song Glendo. I don't know if
and there's a lady, I think I was thinking I'm getting at a certain store in Gazubiza that's close up on top. We went to pay, and she was going on about
yes,
that I think I think it was with also with
just last week,
and she literally said that it's a relationship. I'm like,
and reality is if I am sharing a husband or a partner with a PUA, most definitely somewhere somehow.
Yes.
Even though we know each other, and we say husband, there is a yamiz somewhere somehow. So I don't think they really ever get enough of whatever it is that they want or they're looking for.
Just the things we've gotten to accept as women are so scary, you know. And as much as guys, I'll go on and on about how we need to practice self-love and stuff like that. Hey, God, I get guys nyani. Women will always go on and preach about how do you guys understand? There's more women in the world than men. So sitting back is our balance and equation. The government, the COVID because what do you mean? It's balance and equation. So it's normal. It's normal. Of course, he's going to have 4 wives, and they're all going to be happy with him as a man because they understand equation balance. And as a man, he has to have more women, and then
they'll tell you, it's always been, you know, in their paths. They've got business deals, they've got sponsors which are with them left, right, and center. Each and every wife of his. And then now go and I was like, how? dare? How come?
Okay, the very same tempo, that's going to be very hard for you to maintain. But umba usushukuxayo uba wena ufuna uthandwa njani. And I think it has a lot to do with whether do we really trust each other, are we really honest with each other,
man.
and are we really loyal to each other.
Because couples once
Those are the ones that always say
believe and
go up behind closed doors. It's never working. Honestly, with those ones. And for me, it's always especially for us who are currently single. You know, yes, I am. When you're looking at things, you're just like, oh, let me love again.
Yeah.
You know,
it gives you hope.
also, am I the only one who I remember I watch a lot of movies, right? I'm just quickly going off topic, but also on track at the same time. So whenever I watch movies or whenever I watch like documentaries, I always find something that I can always relate to. So suddenly, but they were talking about how abantu, when you constantly on social media and you post and relate love, and then suddenly when you're on your feeds, or even when you on your Google search, suddenly does it pop up? Just the other day, I'm just going through, I don't know how I got there, like things of heartbreaks and stuff, and then suddenly I see things that say forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made in relationships. No one teaches us how to love when you're scared, overwhelmed, angry, or stressed. Many of us didn't learn how to love ourselves even when someone stopped loving us, and many never learned that a relationship is meant to support our nervous system, not wreck them. But with work, intentions, and patience, we can learn. And I was just like,
So if you want to speak to me
no, man.
Don't cut through the there was one time where I feel like, friend, the universe speaks to us in many ways, guys. It's scary. I had just gone through a breakup. No. In fact, before it got to the stages of a breakup, it was an altercation, a serious one. So I felt like, I was really wrong here. And go in a million ways. But what do you mean? When you've just told them what you mean. Then I went on Instagram. Then I search. Then I just and I wasn't even like aware when I'm looking through quotes that wanted to validate what I feel. Now I was just scrolling through. I figured like we quote that gave me the validation. And go I've been explaining. The quote was speaking to me. It even said at the end, what did it say? And something about never doubt your something about never doubt yourself, basically. But when like I finish my right and you feel then you're right. Don't ever allow anyone to make you feel otherwise. And I was like, okay. So when guy came now after many thousand weeks trying to give me what I want, the way I was so unfazed because I got it from that quote. I got it literally from that. I was like, Yabong, I mean.
And I think that's where they really just fail us. They want us to, I don't know, like there's standards that we set for ourselves, right? And you feel like, okay, this is what I want in terms of a relationship. This is what I want in terms of a partner. And then when that somebody comes along, they try to convince you otherwise. Your standards are too much. Jan, how are they too much?
There's also an interesting topic that we're having tomorrow in the Invasion. Make sure that you catch us between the hours of 12 and 3 o'clock. As much as it is going to be World Radio Day tomorrow, we have something else.
Alrighty, on that note, definitely, we also loved they've just been, I don't know.
My comment. Check out my comments, love.
Alrighty, how are you doing? We really
Our social echo
I hope that yasiva ke nawe since kola cala ukulo sisho kuxa umba othando abantu abathandwa loudly nabathandwa silently.
Oh, he's definitely being loved loudly with a gorgeous wife and loud, and we love that.
Kudos, that's what we want. That's
but the recipe has changed. I'm copy and paste. to think about it.
Comment allow for Mr.
So social economics and bas in sikwazi invader like how?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. In as much as Mr. Q may have umchado that's successful in its own right, right? But guys, I think masingasondeli incam kulando it is a funny recipe because number one, ayikho manual. Nabo mhlambi akho recipe abayifumeneyo, but they understood that whatever they're sharing together, it's tailor-made for them. So even now as a person, whatever it is that I happen to experience in the near future, it's going to be tailor-made for me, and it's going to be up to me and my partner and God to work on what we have. So la copy and paste is very dangerous because the copy and paste and look what happened. All right. But we admire money izinto ezifana nezinto you know
It's
umchado that is beautiful. I happen to maybe say this a lot more than not. I grew up in a very I think environment that's surrounded by umchado and love and whatnot, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'll never stop believing that it exists for that matter. And as much as and also people have different experiences, but on that note, Zaivana for now, and definitely yes, no, okay, for 8 hours from now, also be sharing some time with that special moment with your person. We're wondering also how you will be actually sharing that special moment. On that note, let's kill it, but definitely not for a long time.